Good evening and thank you for being with us tonight. Construction on the 30-meter telescope is scheduled to begin tomorrow, with controversy brewing with what could happen between protesters and an increase in law enforcement presence. We have team coverage tonight. Sarah Madison has more from Governor David Ige, but we begin with Jen Boniza, who's been at Mauna Kea all day.
Sam, there's really a sense of calm and purpose here at Pu'uhuluhulu. We're located at the base of Mauna Kea, directly across from Mauna Kea Access Road, the road that the government is planning on closing tomorrow to take that heavy construction equipment up to Mauna Kea. Now, we arrived at about 2 o'clock. There's been a constant flow of people coming and going all day, everyone really in a good mood. And you can tell that everyone that's gathered here, this community, is ready to take a stand. Hundreds have gathered at the base of Mauna Kea in peaceful protest of the 30-meter telescope scheduled to begin construction Monday morning. Hawaiian cultural ceremony have been taking place at Pu'uhuluhulu every hour since sunrise.
This is a joyful occasion. This is a celebratory occasion to reconnect in this way and then to reaffirm our kuleana.
She says it's been a spiritual day.
I think everyone was ready for a day like this because there had been so much negativity flung, at us, and then trying to turn it on the Hawaiian people.
The Kia'i, or protectors of Mauna Kea, have designated this place as a city of refuge, or pu'uhonua. In Hawaiian culture, it's traditionally been known as a safe place to prevent clashes and provide amnesty. Today, the Kia'i are using it as a place to prevent clashes with law enforcement. They chose this particular spot because it has cultural significance.
We chose this place also because there's an ahu here, and people connected to Mauna Kea have been coming here for years and years, and those who are not able to access the mountain would use this place as a stopping area or a place to offer their prayers.
There are restroom facilities, water, and other amenities for those who have gathered here. It's also an area that allows them to protest without blocking Mauna Kea Access Road, which the state will close at 7 a.m. on Monday to bring in the heavy equipment for construction. Many of those gathered plan to stay overnight, but they've heard they may be asked to leave what they have designated a safe area to exercise their right to protest.
I think what they really want us, when they talk about a safe place, they want me to sit at home on my couch and watch the live stream of those machines going up. And that's not going to happen. So we're here and we're taking it upon ourselves in a cultural way to provide that safety.
The Kia'i and organizers of today's vigil tell me that they are not armed and they do plan to remain peaceful. However, they do have their concerns about the methods that law enforcement could use later on this evening and possibly tomorrow morning. Live from Pu'uhuluhulu across from Mauna Kea on the Big Island, Jen Boniza for KH22 News. Back to you, Sam.
Jen, thank you. Today, Governor David Ige made it clear that the state respects the right to peaceful protest and has no intention to intervene so long as it's done in a lawful manner. He goes on to say that officials were informed about the ceremony, or what Governor Ige called the 12-hour vigil. Sarah Madison has our continuing coverage. Sarah?
That's right, Sam. That vigil was scheduled to end at 6 this evening, and Governor Ige says he wanted to address some of the rumors going around.
Governor David Ige went on record to say as of Sunday night, there are no sweeps planned on Mauna Kea. He says all parties were informed about a 12-hour vigil that was held at the base of the mountain.
The request from the organizers was that they would prefer not to have a law enforcement presence, and so we have honored that to the extent that the activities were safe. There's no sweeps planned at this point.
But law enforcement officials have been preparing for the start of construction on Monday.
We've had formal professional trainers who've kind of gone through law enforcement, talked about how to remain calm in situations, how to de-escalate crowds, how to manage large groups of people.
As to what kinds of equipment officers will have at hand, Governor Ige deferred those questions to the Hawaii County Police Chief.
I can't really comment on what provisions the law enforcement personnel will have in sight. I mean, I know that they have been preparing in different ways. And we just really want to remind people that, you know, the men and women in law enforcement are your neighbors. You know, their commitment is to their responsibility, which is to keep our community safe, to keep the roads passable.
Now, we could not reach the Hawaii County Police Department spokesperson for comment at this time, but we will be following up with them. Back to you, Sam.